Shen Chong stepped up and said, "Excuse me, madam." Lin Lan shot him a side-eye and barked, "Who the hell are you? Since when does someone like you get to run their mouth in this part of Shanghai?" Shen Chong introduced himself. "I'm Shen Chong, the personal secretary to Chairman Jiang Chenghong of Mingsheng Group. And young Master Jiang Cheng happens to be the chairman's nephew. Regarding the little drama that went down today, the chairman is taking this extremely seriously. But since he's currently tied up in the capital, he's handed the reins of this entire situation over to me." The second that name dropped, Lin Lan's face went pale as a ghost. Mingsheng Group. Over on the sidelines, Wang Tongming and Qi Yuan were already sweating bullets. They had no idea Jiang Cheng was the golden heir to a billionaire empire. The chairman of Mingsheng Group is a total legend. A literal titan in the country. No wonder Jiang Cheng wasn't panicking at all. He was acting like he owned the place. He was being straight up savage and totally untouchable. Plus, Chairman Jiang Chenghong doesn't just run Mingsheng Group because he's a business genius. His brother is a high-ranking heavy hitter in the national government. At any major national parade, that guy is guaranteed a front-row seat to the action. Shen Chong put on his best corporate smirk and asked, "So, Mrs. Lin, how exactly do you plan on giving young Master Jiang a satisfying apology?" Faced with that kind of raw power, Lin Lan's arrogant facade disintegrated instantly. She was stunned. Wait, why is she suddenly the one apologizing? Did she grab the wrong script or something? While the mother was spiraling, her idiot son Wang Hao jumped in to make things worse. "Are you guys high or something? That country bumpkin hit me. The cameras caught everything. What kind of apology do you think you're getting from me? Shouldn't you guys be figuring out how to compensate me?" Shen Chong fired back without missing a beat. "According to my intel, you were the one who threw the first punch. After my client acted in self-defense, you literally came at us with a knife. Which is exactly why my client had to shut you down a second time. This whole mess is entirely on you. Right now we have every legal right to sue your ass for assault." Wang Hao lost his mind the moment he heard that. "Are you actually hearing the garbage coming out of your own mouth? Since when does the victim suddenly become the villain? Use your eyeballs, and look, does he even have a single scratch on him?" As soon as she finished, Lin Lan whipped around and shrieked at her son, "Shut your mouth, you idiot!" Our resident disappointment got absolutely cooked by his own mother. Wang Hao stood there confused as hell, thinking, what is wrong with mom all of a sudden? Could that broke loser actually have some high-level background our family can't afford to offend? After roasting her son, Lin Lan suppressed her ego and spat out, "This whole thing was just a misunderstanding between kids. None of this is actually serious." Once that was settled, Shen Chong turned to the old man and asked, "You're Section Chief Tai, right? I'm shocked your department is so understaffed that a big shot like you has to personally handle a petty street brawl." Old man Tai acted like a total simp and replied, "I just happened to be in the area, but tell me, how is Mr. Jiang Chenghong doing lately? I had the honor of attending his banquet back in the day. I have nothing but absolute respect and admiration for the man. If you get the chance, please convey my regards and tell him I'd love another invite." Shen Chong gave his glasses a smooth, calculated adjustment. "I'll make sure to pass the message along. But if Mr. Jiang Chenghong finds out you were here today, I'm guessing he's not going to be a happy camper." Suddenly, Lin Lan's phone started blowing up with a ringtone. She checked the caller ID, scrambled to pick up, and started sweating bullets. "Hello, Secretary Du, is there something you need?" The guy on the other end didn't miss a beat. "Instruction? I wouldn't dare. But word on the street is that you're the one running the whole show in Madu now." Lin Lan panicked and stammered, "Secretary Du, you're really putting me on the spot here. How could I ever dream of overstepping your authority?" Secretary Du didn't let up and dropped a reality check. "Listen, Lin Lan, you and Wang Gang both work for the government, so keep that in mind. Don't you dare do anything that messes with our reputation or unity, because if things go south, even I can't save your skin." Lin Lan went pale, thinking, is this call really because of that random kid? She quickly pivoted. "Your wisdom is exactly what I needed, Secretary. What should I do next? Please, just tell me what to do." Secretary Du retorted, "Forget the instructions. Just try not to drive yourself off a cliff. Wang Gang is a public servant with a badge to uphold. When you're standing in public, you better learn to tuck your tail between your legs. Stop waving it around like some damn victory flag." Lin Lan scrambled to reply, Yes, of course, you're absolutely right. What happened today was entirely my son Wang Hao's fault. I'll offer a formal apology and compensate this young man properly." The moment the call dropped, Lin Lan let out a massive soul-crushing sigh. Seeing her expression, the old geezer thought to himself, Magic City is the economic heart of the country. If Secretary Du Wei, the man in charge here, has to answer to old man Jiang, doesn't that just prove Jiang Cheng's background is absolutely god tier? Thinking this, he rushed over to Jiang Cheng. wagging his tail like a lost puppy and grinning like a fool. Young Master Jiang, I've got some urgent business back at the station, can't stay any longer. I'll treat you to a meal next time, feel free to swing by for some tea whenever you're free. Watching this 180-degree flip, Wang Tongming and Qi Yuan were left looking like absolute clowns with their mouths hanging open. Right after, Lin Lan dragged Wang Hao over by the arm, speaking in a submissive tone, "Little Zhang, it's my fault for not raising him right. I am incredibly sorry for what happened today. I sincerely apologize." Seeing Wang Hao's bitter face, Zhang Cheng furrowed his brows and asked, "What's the matter, Wang Hao? You don't want to accept this? Let me tell you, you're not the only one in this world with a sugar daddy to back you up. Usually, it's good to keep doors open for the future, you know? But let's be real, you and I are never going to cross paths again. So, there's absolutely no reason for me to be nice to a scrub like you." Wang Hao's voice was strained, snapping like a guitar string as he asked, "My mom and I have already backed off, what more do you want?" Jiang Cheng laughed. "I recall you were the one who pulled a knife and tried to end me earlier. If my combat stats weren't top tier, I'd be bleeding out on the floor right now. You know, I'm the precious golden child of my family, right? How about this? If you stab yourself with that same knife, we'll call our beef officially squashed." Lin Lan couldn't help but panic after hearing that. "What did you just say? How is the only heir to our family? How could you be so heartless?" Shen Chong stepped in to stop her. "Madam Lin, watch your tone. It was your son who acted like a psychopath first. The Zhang family only has one grandson, this little young master right here. If that knife had actually landed on him today, this situation wouldn't be ending so peacefully." Wang Hao raised his voice. "Do you even know who my dad is?" "My old man is Wang Gang. You really think we're scared of you?" Before he could finish, Lin Lan desperately covered his mouth and hissed, "Shut up, don't say another word. Secretary Du has already called. Do you want to get your father fired or something? Oh my god, just let it go already." With that, she bowed her head in apology. "Young Master Zhang, today was all Hao's fault. I'm apologizing on his behalf. Please don't hold a grudge against him anymore." By now, even Wang Hao had to swallow his pride. "I'm sorry, I was wrong today. Please forgive me." Ignoring both of them entirely. Zhang Cheng didn't even blink. He just kept playing Arena of Valor on his phone. Seeing his attitude, a furious Wang Hao snapped, "What the hell do you want from me? Just give me a straight answer." Zhang Cheng replied calmly, "My conditions haven't changed. If you can follow through, we'll consider this whole mess squared away." Wang Hao stiffened and barked, "That's impossible. I already apologized. Don't you dare push your luck, you piece of trash." Qi Yuan watched from the side thinking, even though I hate Wang Hao's guts, isn't Brother Jiang taking this way too far? Zhang Cheng said coldly, "If you think it's no big deal, feel free to walk away, but you better be ready to deal with the consequences." Wang Hao vented his frustration. "Why the hell are you targeting me like this? You're just abusing your power for personal gain, aren't you?" Zhang Cheng retorted calmly, "Getting slapped a few times and now you're playing the victim? If it were anyone else in my shoes today, they'd probably be dead because of your toxic ego. When you attacked me, why didn't you talk about abusing power then?" Watching from the sidelines, Wang the strategist hung on every word. Zhang Cheng isn't wrong. This society is built on a hierarchy after all. If it were anyone else today, they would have 100% been destroyed by Wang Hao, and even their entire family would have been dragged through the mud for the rest of their miserable lives, living in constant fear and under his thumb. Zhang Cheng didn't blink. "Wang Hao, I've got time and I've got money to burn, but letting a lowlife like you run wild in this society only means more innocent people are going to get bullied by you and humiliated just for existing." Right on cue, Wang Hao's phone started blowing up, and whatever he heard on the other end, his face turned paler than a ghost. He stammered, "Dad, what are you talking about?" "I don't believe it." The fat boss explained, "Wang Hao, the old man Jiang is a decorated war hero. There is literally nothing I can do to save you from this one. I've told you 1,000 times, the higher you climb, the more you have to watch your back and your mouth. Every single move you make represents not just you, but the entire weight of our family legacy. Son, you're pushing 30. It's time you start acting like an adult and actually think. We climbed out of the gutter and went through hell and back to get where we are today. Are you really going to throw it all away because of your own stupidity?" Hearing that, the arrogance just drained right out of Wang Hao's face. He hung up the phone with his hands shaking like a leaf. Then he stumbled over to the table, grabbed a knife, and trembled. "If I stab myself with this right now, we're finally square, right? Are we done here?" Wang Hao raised the blade, grit his teeth, and snarled, "You better keep your word, you hear me?" Jiangqing looked bored. "Obviously I'm a man of my word." Without a second thought, Wang Hao jammed the knife into his other arm, letting out a pathetic, soul-crushing scream. Watching the chaos, Lin Lan couldn't hold back the tears, frantically grabbing her phone. "Hauer, You idiot, call an ambulance right now. Wang Hao staggered to his feet, blood gushing everywhere, and choked out, we're even now. Jiang Cheng nodded coldly, yep, we're done, get lost. A few moments later, the ambulance siren started wailing in the distance. Lin Lan scrambled to get her son inside. Hurry up, we have to get to the hospital immediately. My baby's arm. After Wang Hao's crew dipped, Wang Tongming and Qi Yuan turned to leave, saying, Jiang Cheng, we'll catch you later, man. I'm sorry I caused you so much trouble this time, brother. I'll make sure to drop by and give you a proper apology soon. Jiang Cheng laughed. Don't sweat it, we're boys, right? Call me whenever you need something. Once the dust settled, Shen Chong walked Jiang Cheng over to his ride. Young Master Jiang, hop in, let me drop you off. With that, they both climbed into the car. Jiang Cheng sat back and noted, damn, this whip is just as smooth as a Rolls-Royce. Shen Chong chuckled, it's a custom build, the CEO's personal transport at the Mo Group. If you need a ride, just take it whenever you want. He then pulled out a card and handed it over to Jiang Cheng. Oh, and before I forget, the CEO told me to give you this. He's been holding on to it for you for over a decade now. He said you should spend the cash however you want, the flashier the better. Make sure the whole world knows exactly who you are. He doesn't want a repeat of what happened today. Jiang Cheng took the card, shocked. Spend money freely and be as loud as possible? Just how much cash did this mysterious uncle leave for me? A while later, the car pulled up in front of the villa district. Shen Chong walked Jiang Cheng to the gate. Seriously, take the car whenever you need to roll out. If you don't need anything else, I'll head out, but don't hesitate to buzz me if you need a favor. Jiang Cheng waved him off. Bet. Catch you later. Just then, his phone started ringing. Jiang Cheng picked up. Hello? Old man Zhang's voice blasted through. You finish all your business and don't even think to call your own father? Jiang Cheng walked toward Yu Yan, confused. So, what's this about me having an uncle? Old man Jiang replied. It's a long story, I'll tell you when the timing is right. I'm not in the mood right now. Jiang Cheng thought to himself, not in the mood? Probably got absolutely roasted by Grandpa and that uncle of mine. Then he pushed, still can't talk about it. Not knowing the full story is driving me insane. Old man Jiang sighed. Look, at least you know by now that your grandpa isn't some average Joe. Just remember, don't go doing any shady stuff and watch your mouth and your moves. And if you ever run into another pathetic loser like the one today, just call your old man immediately. Jiang Cheng couldn't help but think, didn't the old man just preach about being careful with his words a second ago? Turns out even a family like Wang Hao's is just small fry in his dad's eyes. He chuckled and replied, I got it, Pops, I'm hanging up now. The second the call dropped, Yu Yan leaned in close. Jiang, dinner and a bath are ready. Do you want to eat first, or should we bathe first? Before she could even finish, our boy Jiang Cheng swooped in and pulled her into a tight embrace, his hands wandering into forbidden territory, as he whispered, honestly, I've got zero appetite for food right now. A legendary battle ensued, but the author is too scared of the censorship police to show us the goods. Fast forward to the next day, and our guy Jiang Cheng rolls up to a shop. He struts inside, walks right up to Wang Tongming, and says, Principal, calling me out this early? What, couldn't sell your house or something? Wang Tongming groaned. Give me a break, it's already 1 in the afternoon. Ever since yesterday's drama I haven't slept a wink. Who would have thought a low-profile guy like you had such a massive background? Jiang Cheng asked, acting totally unbothered. Are you really that much of a coward? Are you serious right now? Wang Tongming slurped his noodles loudly and retorted, Tay Yuan is the real coward here. Good thing you didn't get hurt. Because if his old man ever found out what he pulled, he'd be skinned alive. Jiang Cheng laughed. Don't be so dramatic, will you? Wang Tongming shot back. Well, who told you to have such a mysterious high-tier status? You got dragged into this whole mess strictly because of him. Besides, anyone would be shook if they found out that kind of intel out of nowhere. If you had just told us earlier, we would have been mentally prepared. Wang thought to himself, I've dealt with my fair share of heavy hitters, and I've been to plenty of elite, high-society events. But the people truly at the top always move in the shadows. Just like Jiang Cheng here. On the surface, he's just the son of a small construction company owner, but his bank account is stacked with god-tier wealth. As he was deep in thought, Jiang Cheng cut him off. Why do I care if he's loaded or not? Even with his background, he's still not richer than me. So why are we even talking about this? Wang Tongming thought to himself, wait, why does that line sound suspiciously familiar? He put down his chopsticks and asked, I remember you mentioned, while we were drinking the other day, that you wanted to buy a building near my place, right? Jiang Cheng replied, yeah, I'm planning to turn it into an office. Wang Tongming stood up and said, bet, let's finish these noodles and head over there. Time flies, and before they knew it, they arrived at the project site after their meal. A guy walked up, grinning ear to ear. Young Master Wang, young Master Jiang, you've arrived. Please, follow me this way. Wang Tongming chuckled and said, I've already scouted the best spot for you. There are 3 buildings left in the east zone. The south zone is completely sold out, and the central zone is currently a hotel, so it's off limits. You can pick up a single floor, or grab as many as you want. What do you think? If you're not feeling these, I can show you some other spots. Watching how professional he was being, Jiang Cheng had to rethink his opinion of the guy. People always said Wang Tongming was clueless about the family business, but looks like the gossip was total cap. Our boy walked over to the scale model, pointed at one, and asked, Is that one sold yet? The manager replied, The east zone is still available. Jiang Cheng nodded, Bet, let's go take a look. They strolled over to a giant floor plan. Wang Tongming flexed. The management system and operational standards of our office buildings are top tier. Everything hits that international 5-star standard. Jiang Cheng nodded and asked, What's the price tag on this? The manager replied, Young Master Jiang, the current market price for our project is 20,000 per square meter. Wang Tongming immediately cut in. Alright, drop the corporate speak and give us the bottom line. Stop wasting time. The manager looked a bit shook, stuttering, Young Master Wang, that really is the market price. But our absolute rock-bottom internal price is 18,000 per square meter, and since you're Young Master Wang's friend, you definitely get that internal rate. Wang Tongming turned to Jiang Cheng, patted his shoulder, and laughed. 18,000 is the standard internal price, but today, let's just make it 16,000 per square meter. Jiang Cheng couldn't help but sigh in amazement. Insane, the gap between market price and internal price is a whole 4,000 per square meter. Real estate is truly just a scam to harvest the newbies, squeezing massive profit. This price hike is basically just blood-sucking the average homebuyer. But then again, with a location like this, the price isn't actually that insane. Honestly, you could say it's a pretty sincere offer. The old property manager looked super stressed and stammered. Young Master Wang, this really doesn't follow the rules. I have to report this to corporate first. Wang Tongming brushed him off. Don't bother, I'll just tell my old man directly. Hearing that, the guy just bowed and scraped. Yes, of course. Thinking to himself, wow, what a calculated little prince he is. Deal done. Wang Tongming turned to Jiang Cheng and asked, Jiang Cheng, which unit caught your eye? Jiang Cheng just hit him with the real question. How much for the whole building? Hearing that, the manager's jaw literally hit the floor. The whole building? He thought he was just dealing with some run-of-the-mill rich kid looking for an office. Who knew this guy would just casually drop a, I'll take the whole skyscraper. No wonder, Young Master Wang is treating him like royalty. The manager wiped his sweaty forehead and grinned. Young Master Jiang, for the whole building we can give you our absolute floor price. Total comes to about 6.5 billion yuan. Jiang Cheng didn't even blink. Bet, I'll take the whole thing. Oh, by the way, any major China merchants bank branches nearby that can handle a multi-billion yuan wire transfer? The manager replied, Yes sir. Then we'll bring the contracts over right now, so you don't have to keep running back and forth. Jiang Cheng nodded. Cool, let's get it done in one go. Wang Tongming chimed in. Call the branch manager, tell them to get their stuff ready. The manager's smile went from ear to ear. Yes, right away. He was so hyped his heart was practically jumping out of his chest. His whole body shaking as he thought, I usually struggle to sell 1 or 2 units a month, and that's usually enough to pop champagne and celebrate. But today I just sold an entire building. Just this one commission is worth more than a few years of my salary combined. You could say this is officially the peak of my entire career. Fast forward a bit, we are now at the bank branch. As Wang Tongming and Jiang Cheng walked in, the bank branch manager scrambled over to kiss some major boot. Young Master Wang, you're here. Your presence truly makes our humble branch shine like never before. Please, step inside and have some tea. Wang Tongming gestured. Manager Shu, I'm mostly here today to introduce a VIP client to you. This is my good bro Jiang Cheng, and honestly, he's a much bigger whale than I am. Looking at this display, the manager thought to himself, why does it look like Young Master Wang is actually showing respect to this Jiang guy? Anyone who can get Young Master Wang to personally escort him is definitely not some small-time loser. He hurried over to shake hands and said, Young Master Jiang, greetings. Thank you for choosing our bank. I promise to provide you with the absolute top-tier VIP service you deserve. Jiang Cheng shook his hand and replied, Manager Shu, you're too kind. Let's head in, we've got real business to take care of. The manager led the way. Young Master Wang, Young Master Jiang, please, right this way. They reached a private room, and a staff member immediately glided over to pour some tea. The manager asked, Young Master Jiang, what kind of transaction can I help you with today? Jiang Cheng pulled out a card and said, I bought an office building from Principal Wang's family. I need to make a transfer, he thought to himself. The key to this spending spree is making it a single lump sum payment. I need that transfer to go through perfectly so I can trigger the consumption crit multiplier. This is going to be the biggest flex of my life so far. I wonder what kind of insane multiplier I'm going to get. The manager nodded. Understood. May I have your bank card, please? I'll have my team handle the paperwork immediately. How much are we talking? The manager smirked internally. It's just an office building. It's probably only a few $100 million or $1 billion. Nothing too crazy. Right on cue, Zhang Cheng replied. Just transfer 5.5 billion yuan for now. I'll send the rest in the second batch. Hearing that number, Manager Xu nearly had a heart attack. Young Master Zhang, did you say 5.5 billion? I didn't miss you. Seeing the manager's shifty expression, Zhang Cheng side-eyed him and asked, something wrong? Internally, he's thinking, it's a massive bank. Are they seriously going to tell me they can't wire a measly 5.5 billion? If they can't even handle this, how am I supposed to trigger my spending critical hit system? Even being 100 million short would kill the multipliers and tank my total payout. So no matter what, this 5.5 billion has to clear in one go. Meanwhile, looking at the card Zhang Cheng just slammed on the desk, the old man thinks this card definitely wasn't issued by my branch. Plus, he wants to transfer 5.5 billion straight up, which means his balance is way higher than that. What kind of lucky manager at another branch landed a whale like this? With that thought, he put on a fake apologetic face and said, Mr. Jiang, a transaction this huge can't really be processed all at once, sir. Zhang Cheng raised an eyebrow. Huh? Why not? The manager started spinning a tale. Mr. Jiang, massive transfers usually require an appointment ahead of time. And honestly, our branch doesn't have that much liquid cash sitting around right now. He's thinking internally, you deposit your cash at another branch. Then come here to drain our liquidity. I'm the one who's gonna have to hustle to cover the 5 billion deficit in our branch's daily quota. What a massive headache this guy is. Zhang Cheng caught the vibe immediately and countered, Manager, your branch is the biggest in the capital. Here's the deal. If you can scrape the funds together and get that transfer done in one shot, I'll open a brand new account with you right here, and I'll park at least 10 billion in there immediately. How's that sound? Hearing that 9-figure flex, the manager practically jumped out of his chair, eyes wide. Wait, what? 10 billion? Sitting nearby, Wang Tongming couldn't help but look shook, thinking, is this guy for real? The real estate manager, who just walked through the door, was also hit by the sheer shock of that number. Sweating bullets as he thought, is this how the 1%ers live? He just pulled out 5 billion, and now he's dropping another 10 billion? My god. Where are these guys even pulling this infinite money from? Bro is throwing around billions like it's pocket change. Even my boss isn't this cracked with the cash. Old Shu stuttered, wait, Brother Jiang, 10 billion? You're actually for real? Zhang Cheng stroked his chin. To be conservative, I'd say at least 10 billion. A few tens of billions is honestly light work, but only if you can actually pull this off. He thought to himself, if I trigger that 5.5 billion refund multiplier, even a 2x crit turns into 11 billion. There's no way I'm unlucky enough to only hit the bare minimum multiplier, right? Hearing that, Wang Tongming and Old Shu were straight up stunned into silence. Hell, even if you asked his old man for 20-30 billion in raw cash, he'd probably struggle to make it happen. A few tens of billions? Doesn't that mean I'll crush my quarterly and annual targets in one go? Seeing Old Shu frozen, Zhang Cheng pressed him. So Director Shu, what's the move? Can you do it, or not? I'll say this now, if you can't process it in one lump sum, don't even bother talking about the rest of the billions. Old Shu asked nervously, Brother Jiang, does it really have to be a one-time transfer? Wang Tongming chimed in to smooth things over. Patting his shoulder, Jiang Cheng, no need to stress about a single transaction. We're bros, splitting it into a few installments is totally fine. Zhang Cheng shook his head. Too much hassle, I don't have that kind of time. Director Shu, just give me a yes or no. If you can't handle it, I'm not wasting my afternoon. He thought, if I let them split the payments, how much money am I going to lose out on? Old Shu stood up, whipped out his phone and said, Brother Jiang, give me a sec. I need to make a quick call. He thought, in this entire country, people with over 10 billion in liquid assets are rarer than shiny Pokemon. I have to do whatever it takes to keep this whale around. This isn't just about my quarterly stats, it's about networking with an absolute monster of a player. Zhang Cheng waved him off. Sure, Director Shu, do your thing. Old Shu nodded. Sit tight, you two. I'll be back as soon as I make this call. Wang Tongming turned to him and muttered, Zhang Cheng, you're officially too rich. It's actually disgusting. You just dropped 5 billion, and you still have 10 billion more to burn? Do you have any idea how much I'm vibing with jealousy right now? Zhang Cheng smirked. The son of the richest man is jealous of a mere mortal like me? Wang Tongming looked pensive. For real, I've never seen that much liquid cash in my account in my entire life. Once you touch the upper echelons of wealth, you realize you're basically a background NPC. Especially since I met you, it's just been back-to-back emotional damage. My confidence is in the gutter. Jiang Cheng patted his shoulder and smirked. Bro, this is just the tutorial. Get used to having your mind blown, you'll be seeing a lot more of this. He thought to himself honestly, he's got a point. Even though President Wang is supposedly the richest guy around, most of his wealth is just leveraged debt, recycling bank loans over and over to make the bank's money look like his own. In reality, these billionaire frauds rarely have more than a few billion in liquid cash sitting in their accounts. Wang Tongming joked, why don't you ask your dad if he's still looking to adopt a son? Jiang Cheng laughed back. He's set on sons, but he's been whining lately about wanting a grandson. Hearing the roast, Wang Tongming shot back, damn, I thought we were brothers, but you're trying to become my daddy? Jiang Qing just laughed it off without a word. Fast forward 10 minutes. The manager returned, bowing low with a thirsty grin. Mr. Jiang, I've checked in with the big bosses upstairs. They've approved the massive transfer you requested, but you'll have to give us about an hour to process it. Jiang Qing nodded coolly, no problem. The manager put on a cringy, sycophantic smile. I'm genuinely shocked that someone as young as you has this kind of massive net worth. It's seriously impressive, man. On behalf of the bank, thank you for choosing us to handle your empire. From now on, I'll personally make sure you get top-tier VIP service. While we wait, I'm having my team prep our exclusive Centurion Black card, the highest, most elite tier we offer. With this card, you'll unlock insane perks and 24/7 concierge services, taking care of your dining, travel, and lifestyle needs so you don't have to lift a finger. Jiang Qing shrugged. Sure, sounds good. Suddenly, a total smoke show of a girl walked into the room. The manager introduced her, Mr. Jiang, meet Zhu Yan. She's our bank's top performer, and full disclosure, she's my niece. Starting today, she's your dedicated personal assistant. Whatever you need, handled, just hit her up and consider it done. Having her by your Chunan sauntered in, flaunting her massive assets, adjusted her glasses and purred. Hello, Mr. Jiang, I'm Chunan, it's my absolute pleasure to serve you. One look at those calibers and Jiang Qing felt his blood pressure, hitting triple digits. Damn, why are there so many elite-tier hotties in Magic City? It's like every street corner is just overflowing with top-shelf waifus. Is this some secret hidden function the system cooked up just to spoil me with premium service? Wang Tongming, watching from the side, whined. Boss Shu, back when I was doing business here, why didn't I get an assistant like her? Am I not worthy, or what? Boss Shu chuckled nervously. Young Master Wang, don't say that. You're really putting me in a tough spot with talk like that. Besides, I wasn't even the one handling your account when you made your card. If you're unhappy with your current staff, I'll swap them out for someone else immediately. Wang Tongming scoffed, forget it, keep your pity higher. The tide turns in 30 years, the world is vast and unpredictable. Once I stack up some serious cash, we'll see who's who. Then you'll finally know exactly how dangerous I am, Director Shu. Boss Shu grinned. Young Master Wang, you're quite the comedian. Later, I'll personally handpick an assistant for you, who's just as top tier as Chunan. Meanwhile, Chunan got right down to business. She swiveled the laptop screen toward Jiang Cheng and said, if you could kindly review these terms, sir. Confirm everything looks good, then just sign on the dotted line. But at this point, Jiang Cheng's mind was definitely not on the contract. He was internally sweating, thinking, the way Chunan smells is absolutely lethal. Is she trying to shatter my stoic composure on purpose? A moment later, once the paperwork was handled, Chunan produced a fancy box. She opened it to reveal 2 cards and said, Mr. Zhang, your custom Centurion Black Titanium credit cards are officially ready. They come with an initial limit of 20 million yuan, and we'll scale that up automatically based on how much of a flexor you are. Plus, here's your accompanying bank debit card. All the VIP perks and exclusive benefits are listed in this manual. Feel free to give it a read whenever you've got some free time. Jiang Cheng took the file and muttered, good hustle. Chunan bowed low. You're too kind, Mr. Zhang. It's just my job to handle these things. Rewind a few minutes before Old Two walked back into the room. He pulled Chunan aside and whispered, listen, kiddo. When you go in there, you better secure the bag with Mr. Jiang. Build a solid connection. Consider it your contribution to the family business. You get me? Chunan nodded obediently. I understand, sir. Old Two thought to himself. Sure, Chunan is 3 years older than Jiang Cheng, but they're both young. Who knows what kind of sparks might fly? Plus, she's his right-hand woman. With her natural talent, backed by his own influence and connections, give it a few years of polishing, and the branch VP position is basically hers. He squinted toward Chunan, who was currently talking, with Bang Cheng. If she can actually develop a special relationship with a guy like Jiang Cheng, That's going to be a massive power-up for the family dynasty. 1 hour later, the clock was ticking. The funds were ready, and old two stepped up. Mr. Jiang, Mr. Wang, the money is ready. We can start the wire transfer now. Jiang Cheng turned to Wang Tongming and said, Bet, principal, bring out the contract. Let's sign it and get this money moving. As soon as the ink dried, the system popped off. Ding, consumption crit card successfully activated. Congrats host, you landed the max crit multiplier 5x, you just pocketed a cool 27.5 billion. Jiang Cheng looked a little underwhelmed. Wait, only 5x? Why was this crit so mid? This multiplier is literally the lowest one I've ever seen. Wang Tongming noticed the look on his face and piped up. The transfer is done, man. You're officially the owner of that office building now. Why the long face? Did something go wrong? Old two started sweating bullets, Mr. Jiang. The transfer definitely went through. Maybe you should check again? He was low-key panicking. Does this guy actually have cash flow issues? If he doesn't cough up that 10 billion he promised, how the hell am I supposed to explain this to the higher-ups? Jiang Cheng nodded. Yeah, I see it. Our boy sighed to himself. Why even be sad? Even though that crit drop wasn't exactly what I wanted, as long as I've got the system, who cares about being broke? Just as he thought that, the system popped up with another notification. Ding! Congrats, your system level has just leveled up twice. For every second you exist in this world, you're earning $2. Name Jiang Cheng, age 18, height 185 meters, visual score 93, system level 12. System funds $1,886,400 available for withdrawal at any time. Passive income is $2 per second. EXP needed for next level 6.12 billion out of 10 billion. Inventory 1 bad luck card, 1 DNA erasure card, and 1 basic cashback card capped at 500k. Plus 5 intermediate cashback cards capped at 2 million each. Skills: Silver Tongue, Heartthrob Gaze, Mind Reading Intuition, Danger Sense, and Pro Driver skills. The crit cash has been deposited into your account. Do you want to withdraw it, host? Jiang Cheng did the math. That 5.5 billion spend really pushed the system up 2 full levels to level 12. Now I'm raking in $2 a second, which is $170,280 a day or over 62 million a year, so he immediately hit withdraw. Seeing Jiang Cheng stay silent about the deposit, the old man started to panic, sweating buckets like he'd just seen a ghost. Stuttering, Mr. Jiang. Before he could finish, a girl rushed in and shouted, Manager Z, a massive amount of money just hit our bank account. The old man jumped. How much are we talking? She gasped, 27.5 billion. Hearing that, Wang Tongming whipped his head around. The old man looked just as shocked, standing there with a totally brain-dead. After checking his account and seeing that 27.5 billion deposit, Manager 2 literally couldn't hold back his hype. He speed-walked to the corner and started fanboying like a total legend. He was buzzing, thinking that putting his entire career on the line to help Brother Jiang was the biggest W of his life. Not only did he hit the 10 billion target, but he absolutely shattered it by nearly triple. With a flex-worthy deposit like that, he's officially smashed his 3-year sales quota in one go. Meanwhile, Wang Tongming was still staring in disbelief, thinking, Jiang Cheng just dropped 5.5 billion into his own company. And not even a minute later, another 27.5 billion just hit the account. What kind of cosmic entity is this guy? He turned to him, dead serious, and asked, Yo, tell me straight, is your family secretly running an entire bank, or what? Jiang Cheng just laughed and replied, Bro, if my family saw I owned a bank, they wouldn't give me such a small amount of pocket change. Hearing that, Manager 2 and his nephew both had their brains completely fried. Wang Tongming panicked, asking, What do you mean by small amount? Which one of us is having a total meltdown over our concept of money? You're actually complaining about 27.5 billion? Jiang Cheng chuckled. Nah, it's not like that. I'm just surprised it's this low. I honestly thought it would be way more than that. Wang Tongming just stared, thinking, I legit thought he was regretting buying my property, but turns out he's just mad he didn't make enough cash. Now I finally get why my dad keeps telling me not to be a cocky brat. There's always a bigger fish in the sea, and apparently, I'm just a guppy. Jiang Cheng turned to Manager 2. Manager 2, go ahead and dump the remaining 1 billion into that same account. The manager bowed. Understood, Brother Jiang. Jiang Cheng pondered. Originally he was stressing about the Zin stock shares, but now that problem has been deleted with zero effort. Just wait 2 more days, and I'm gonna hit the US stock market like a shark. And watch that money double up again. Wang Tongming chimed in, Yo, don't forget me on that stock play we talked about. I already hit up my dad, and he's hooking me up with another 300 million to hit that 400 million goal. I know this is pocket change to a whale like you though. Jiang Cheng patted his shoulder and laughed. Don't sweat it, we'll talk business over lunch. I've got 2 other homies I just met in Modu joining us. If there's money to be made, we're all eating. Wang Tongming gave him a thumbs up. You're a real one, bro. Let's bounce, we're done here, let's go grab that food. With that, our guy stood up and dropped a polite goodbye. Director Shu, we'll be taking our leave now. Old man Shu replied, sure thing, take it easy, and if you need anything at all, just hit my line. A moment later they dipped, and the old man headed back to his office. He plopped his butt in the chair and let out a massive sigh. Chunan saw him acting all dramatic and asked, Uncle, what's up with you? You just landed a massive deposit, why the long face? He grabbed his water, muttering, it's nothing, just feeling like a total failure, even after hitting 40, kinda stings inside. Chunan groaned, Uncle, seriously? Even you've caught the humble bragging bug now? Your social status is literally the peak that most NPCs spend their whole lives failing to reach. Stop copying Jiang Cheng, he's already sitting on over 20 billion, and still acting like it's pocket change. Meanwhile, your favorite niece here is scraping by on a monthly salary. How am I supposed to survive? Old man Shu took a sip of water and asked. By the way, there's no sketchiness with that money transfer, right? Chunan replied, relax, I already ran the checks. The cash came straight from the US stock market. Old man Shu thought to himself, makes sense. With that much bread on the line, if there was anything illegal, the feds would have swarmed in ages ago. It wouldn't be this quiet if things were actually sus. He cleared his throat and said, Jiang Cheng is not your average guy. Xiao Nan, from now on, you're his personal assistant. Make sure you bend over backwards to meet every single one of his demands. Don't let your uncle down, all right? Chunan answered, got it, uncle. I'll make sure to provide top-tier customer service. Old man Shu nodded. I had my reasons for setting you up as his personal assistant. They say if you're close to the water, you get the moonlight first. You're at that age to find a man, and if you two hit it off, Chunan flustered, cutting him off. Uncle, stop! Old man Shu chuckled. You catch my drift, that's all that matters. A whale like Jiang Cheng? You won't find another one like him in the entire country. Both you and I hit the jackpot. If you can keep this big boss locked in a few years my seat might just be yours. Back to Jiang Cheng at the Peace Hotel, the whole squad was already vibing and hitting the drinks. Wang Zheng laughed. Old Jiang, finally reunited. Had no idea you were boys with old Wang too. Qin Fen jumped in. Seriously, what a coincidence. The circle is huge, but we even saw your car crash on the news. Good bro? Jiang Cheng slung an arm around Wang and said, I'm Gucci. The car's fixed already. The principal helped me out with that. Wang Zheng blinked. Wait, so are you saying it was actually old Wang who smashed your ride? Wang Tongming laughed back. Do you really think that's even a possibility? Do you think my driving skills are really that trash? I'm just doing a friend a favor, though I have to say, it's thanks to him that I even met Jiang Cheng. Hearing this, Qin Fen took a sip of his drink, shocked to his core thinking. Old Wang is basically top-tier royalty in the Shanghai elite circle. Yet here he is, hyping Jiang Cheng up like he's the main character. Jiang Cheng chuckled. Never thought I'd be grabbing dinner with a Shanghai trust fund prince and the nation's ideal husband. Wang Tongming waved his hand. Don't even start with that nickname. If the girls in this country knew you dropped $6.5 billion to buy out my family's office building, you'd be the new nation's ideal husband. You're just too low-key. Tell you what, let me buy you a headline tomorrow and put you on the trending page. Wang Zheng was absolutely shook after hearing that. Wait, what the feck? What did you just say? You bought his family's office building for $6.5 billion? Qin Fen was just as stunned, asking old Jiang, you went that hard? Buying an entire building? What kind of investment are you plotting? Wang Tongming asked, surprised, wait, you guys didn't know? We literally just came from the bank to wire the full payment. Hearing that, Qin Fen turned his attention straight to Jiang Cheng. Jiang Cheng, if you've got any juicy projects coming up, you gotta hook the boys up, man. I might not be as loaded as you, but I'm more than happy to follow your lead and pick up some spare change. Wang Zheng chimed in immediately. Count me in too, I'm down to scavenge for some of those crumbs. Jiang Cheng finally spoke up. I actually do have a line on some short-term profit. I've got inside info on a US stock. The margins are looking pretty insane. If you guys are interested, you can jump in. Making some pocket change wouldn't be bad at all. Wang Zheng asked, stunned US stocks with insider info? Old Jiang, who told you this? Is it actually legit? Jiang Cheng raised his glass, responding with total chat energy. I can't reveal my source, I'm just putting it out there. If you guys want to get on the rocket ship tonight, hop on. If you're sweating it, that's cool too. At the end of the day, this is just for fun. Let's not let money mess with our friendship. Internally he thought, obviously I can't spill the beans about ByteDance's funding rounds. Even if these guys don't have massive capital right now, they could since this American stock play is a one-time cheat code, I might as well let the squad hop on the yacht and get this bread. I don't really need to rely on their connections anymore, but since we're homies, there's no way I can hoard all the crypto for myself. Throwing a slice of the pie their way is no biggie. Qin Fen turns to look at Wang Tongming and asks, Yo Wang, Looking at your face, you already knew about this, didn't you? How much are you planning to dump into this? Wang Tongming keeps it 100. I only found out last night, but when I told my old man, he immediately wired me another 300 million. He said 100 million was chump change and told me to ride or die with Zhang Cheng on this one. Zhang Cheng is low-key shook. He didn't expect this move to trigger the billionaire dad's attention. Wang Zheng is sweating buckets. Bro, Wang's family is literally the wealthiest in the nation. Yet he's acting humble and actually trying to follow Zhang Cheng's lead to make moves. Qin Fen is thinking the exact same thing. With the billionaire's legendary cautious playstyle, if he's actually hyping this up, then the risk is basically non-existent. Zhang Cheng slaps Wang Tongming on the shoulder and smirks. Bet, earning a small goal shouldn't be a problem by then. Wang Zheng is stunned. A small goal? Zhang, is the profit margin actually that cracked? Zhang Cheng nods. For now, yeah, we're looking at a bare minimum of 25% ROI. Hearing that, Qin Fen jumps up, pulls out his phone and says, hold that thought. I need to call my old man right now. Time to get him to send over some serious capital. Wang Zheng immediately starts moving too. I might not have hundreds of millions lying around, but if I pool my sister's cash, hitting that small goal is definitely on the table. Seeing them spiraling, Zhang Cheng tries to chill them out. Relax, boys. Sleep on it tonight. Think it through before you commit. Qin Fen replies, think about what? You guys are already on the rocket ship. Why would I be lagging behind? I can't wait. I'm making that call right now. Wang Zheng follows right behind him, vibing with the energy. Straight up, Jiang, if you're the one saying it, I'm 100% all in. Ain't nothing to think about. Suddenly, a little girl pops out of nowhere, peeking from behind Zhang Cheng's back. This is none other than An, the daughter of An Xing. The moment she spots Zhang Cheng, she sprints over, hype as ever, big brother Zhang Cheng. Zhang Cheng is caught completely off guard. Huh? An, what